Hey guys, it's Lindsay here. We're going to talk about scheduling this week, and so the first thing we're going to get ready for is a new year of school. Who has already started on their homeschooling and who has not? We have. So I was going to get into some of the scheduling stuff that we do for our homeschooling. So on my best way that I schedule everything is by Google Calendar. And in Google Calendar, I can put everybody in. Everybody has their own color. And then I also have a family color. And on the family color, I can put everything that we do as a family in there all together. And then I have a color for each person in the family. So at the time that one child is doing one activity and the other child is doing another, they're going to be different colors so that they can flip-flop. So I might be working with one-on-one while another one is actually working on a worksheet. So that makes it easier to tell who's going where when. I also don't like that if they need my attention to make sure they're doing everything, I don't want to get on them all the time. So I not only have my alerts on here where they're supposed to be, and they even ask, what's next? What was that one for? So when it buzzes, they know to move on. We're ready to move on to the next thing. We also have, each child has their own agenda. And they get to pick it out. So they get their agenda according to what they want. So then I can go into the agenda and I can tell them, this is, I don't know if you can see it, this is what you're doing today. And I can write it down. I can also add verses from the Bible in there for them for any of their struggles that they might be having. I also, when you look at this one, I can put little stickers on where they might need some encouragement. And then they also like it. It's like our note keeping too. So they like the notes section in it so that they can write notes to me and then I can write back a note back to them. Okay, so that's the kids' agendas. They like to also put things on their calendar. So that's their own doing. I don't put things on the calendar because I have a dry erase calendar for the classroom, and that's where I put most of the information of what we're doing so that they have an idea. Sometimes I keep things secret, so I'll put a little doodle on so that they know that something fun's coming up, but they don't get it if they don't get their stuff done. So that is a whole different perspective on there. So I do, on top of my Google Calendar, my Google Calendar keeps me going throughout the day, okay? So each moment of my day, I have something to do. If it's chore time, I put a list in my bullet journal of all the chores that I have to do. And then I, as you see on my list, I check mark it off. I also, if I'm homeschooling, I have a list of everything that I'm supposed to do for the day. And I mark it off. And then I also put, like, our science, we're doing labs this year, so I need material for the lab. Each week I've written it down so that I can go to it and check it off, that I got it. History, art, I need supplies for those, so I make sure that I have it, I check it off. And then on the other side is my, like, everything I'm doing for that day. If I have a meeting, if I have something like that, I put that in my journal, my bullet journal. I also have I'm a sticky note person, so if I come up with an idea, but I don't want to permanently put it in, sometimes I'll either pencil it in or I'll sticky note. And I also, I saw this on somebody else's and I actually liked it, so I decided I was going to use it for my September, which is coming up very quickly. And I'm going to put a sticky note over it just so you don't get all of my notes information there. To put a sticky notepad on your on one page of your bullet journal, and then you can sticky note information. And let's say that I wanted to have, I'm trying to pick ones that are different. I can like sticky note it several times, and if I get too into this, I might end up having 2 pages. So that kind of gives you an idea. I also heard from another lady on their video that they do a calendar for work, and they also do a calendar for their kids, so that they separate work time from their kid time. So that will also, I've looked into that because they start cluttering together. Now I like the bullet journal the way I have it, because you can take regular paper, or you can take lined paper, and you can create your pages yourself. So if you wanted to move things around, you can, and you're not stuck right inside a book. That a lot of people do the bullet journal within a journal. And so I like this because I can actually open it up and change it out the way I want it. I also, and I thought this was so cute and so cool, and I might end up doing it to the kids eventually, but I've started next year, warning ahead of time, so I do things in advance. So this is like my next year. I love this, that people put the pages on the front, but I also saw that you put a sticker on the sides, so that's, you know, like January, and then this is February. And so if you have the stickers on the sides, you can find those easily and just go right to it. I thought that was cute. But then I also saw, if you look on top, these guys, they're on, if you get, these are regular stickers. Okay, I'm going to hold it up a little higher. These are regular stickers, and they are on paper clips. And if you just put regular stickers on, you can, they work good. I've heard that the puffy stickers work better. So I'm going to look into getting some puffy stickers that I can put on here. And that way I can go right between, let's say I use my month calendar, and I use my work calendar, and I use my weekly calendar a lot. So this is actually where I'm at, and this is my next work calendar, so that I can keep up on what's coming up next. So that's what I've done there. And then if you look behind, you will find that I have a package of the smaller sticky notes, and then my bigger sticky notes here. And then I always have an extra paper clip just in case I'm going between the pages, going back and forth a lot. I can do that. And then what you might see on my Google Calendar, you might see here also, so that you can see what my day's like. And then one more thing I want to cover. So on the back of these pages, so I'm going to go back to this real quick. On the back of these, you have lines, right? Okay, so if you hole punch it and you have these 2 pages together, then you have a line page and a line page together. Alright, so I'll show you that real quick. I'll show you an empty one. So you'll have a line page and a line page together. Okay, so now you have area that you can write. So let's say you do gratitude journal. you can keep your gratitude journal within your bullet journal, and it keeps it very easy and very simple. So I hear a child walking around. They're supposed to be working, so we'll keep on moving here. Okay, so I love the Dollar Tree, and you'll find that I keep a cup of all sorts of markers and pencils. Actually, I'm such I color code a lot of things. So not only in my journal or my bullet journal or my kids' calendars or anything like that, but I do a lot of things. You can see a bunch of different styles of pens in here. And so I keep, I like to color code binders, I color code folders, I color code, when I write things on the board for my kids to work, I tell them to go to such section, I'll tell them the color, okay, because they know the section they're supposed to be on. If they're supposed to be on language section, they'll be on the language board. And I'll tell them, okay, you're supposed to be working A, which is blue. So then they can go to the A blue section and they can work those and tell them how to do it. So I color code everything. So those are not just, I have markers, color code, a bunch of colors of markers and colored pencils and crayons and everything is around. We also have paint. So sometimes you might see me painting something. All right, so I get my pens a lot of times from the Dollar Tree. These guys are awesome. Okay, I have to get me new ones. I ran my red one out. So go and do this. Saves you on time looking for pens. I can just shove it right into my bullet journal. Obviously, I knew where it was, right? The Dollar Tree actually is now carrying these. I've actually opened this up. I hate that they scatter everywhere, so I'm trying to figure out an organized system that I can have them out and about and just, roll stuff off of them. But they're awesome colors. And they work perfect right with the squares. So they're perfect size right with the squares, and you don't have to do anything with it. Alright, so a little bit more on bullet journaling. I don't have time to doodle too much. I obviously doodle the information I need in there, but I do a lot of stickers and tapes just because, you see the owls down on the bottom. Down on the bottom you'll see the owls. I just don't have time. That's about as far as my doodling goes in my bullet journal. Now, if you know me, I do have some architectural drafting skills. So I live in a box, and a lot of things are box in my journals. So, but I have artistic skills that I can actually doodle something if I really wanted to sit and doodle. But to me, sometimes that's a waste of time. So that's only if I'm sitting with the kids and they're coloring and I just want to waste some time. That's my free time stuff. So you're not going to see me doodle too much in here. Okay, so sticky notes. This is the one that I recently figured out. And I like the idea if my phone wasn't almost always dead. It buzzes a lot, so throughout the day, yes, I have a buzz for each time we need to switch. So this and my iPad are all connected with my Google Calendar. And so my phone is well used throughout the day. And so my phone dies. If I like this idea, but if I were to do it, I might do it on my iPad. But it's a sticky note app to be on a device. And that way you can leave yourself notes. I love it. And I use my notes for grocery lists and things like that. But I think I would have to download it first. somebody said it and I love it, it looks cool, it's something that could be well used, but I use this so much that I think this is what I would stick with because I'm a color coder. Now watch, eventually I will get it and you'll see, and I will try it out, but I like the idea. Okay, so I think that's it. I think I have covered everything on my list.